Pictures of Libby, pictures of Libby, staring down at me from a shelf. I get along much better with pictures of Libby than I ever did with Libby herself. When I first met Libby, she said she would give me all the love that I'd ever need. So I made her my wife, yes, my partner in life. I thought my lonely soul had been freed. But along came a tin horn that had him a longhorn. That horn caught my young Libby's eye. On the way out the door, she said, I love you no more. And she hit the trail with that other guy. When we were together, you know that I'd let her do anything she wanted to do. I'd sit in the corner, just doting upon her, jump to whenever she would say boo. But she didn't respect it, that's why she rejected my love for that man with a horn. I got her picture right here and a bottle of beer, and I'm just as glad that she's up and gone. Pictures of Libby, staring down at me from a shelf. I get along much better with pictures of Libby than I ever did with Libby herself. Knew I had trouble when I'd start to see double, and my Libby would express her dismay. When I'd get me some cheer with a couple of beers at the end of a hard-working day. But then she would scold me and refuse to hold me. Now she's up and gone with that guy. I got her picture right here and a bottle of beer, and I wrote this song to spit in her eye. Pictures of Libby, staring down at me from a shelf. I get along much better with pictures of Libby than I ever did with Libby herself. Well, I've always been sporting, and now that they're courting, I suppose I should just wish 'em good luck. Well, she'll soon be his wife, but it cuts like a knife to see how much they made me a schmuck. As I sit here drinking, I can't help but thinking, as my Libby stares at me from the shelf, that there just ain't any way to please a woman today, so you're better off just pleasing yourself. Pictures of Libby, staring down at me from a shelf. I get along much better with pictures of Libby than I ever did with Libby herself. Pictures of Libby, staring down at me from a shelf.